right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to our morning note. It is 9:03 Eastern Standard Time on a Thursday, September 9th, 2021. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join us. Before we begin, make sure to click bottom right-hand corner of your screen, a little white logo there. Turn on notifications, like our video, subscribe to our channel. Thank you as always, really do appreciate it. I apologize for not doing an aftermarket recap yesterday. I got a little caught up with some house stuff. I'm in the middle of doing a refinance in the house, so it's a lot of paperwork on the phone with the underwriters. It's not a cash out refi, it's just a straight rate decrease, which is cool. So it takes a little bit of time. I had to speak to the title company and all that stuff. So my apologies, it took longer than I thought. So no worries, I'll do one today and we'll go over everything as well as usual. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the market, shall we? Dow futures are down 22. They were down as much as 120 overnight. NASDAQ futures are actually green. S&P futures down about 2.5 points. Russell 2000 down about 0.12%. Crude oil futures are down 1.75% pre-market before the market opens, 68.12 a barrel. 10-year yields 1.341% as it's bouncing, about 7 basis points. Dollar index is flat to red, 92.63. The VIX is up 1.17% at 1817. Yesterday we were testing around 1920, but 20 seems to be that resistance. We keep talking about it. That 20 level is the key. As long as 20 is below on the VIX, then the bull thesis is still intact. If it breaks above, then again, we can start looking at some puts and some other things that we could do. I expect weakness to come into next week and the week after. Next week we have OPEX, and then the seasonality continues the week after. Keep in mind, September and October usually weak. So again, we may be turning a corner where we start targeting around 4450, 4350 on the S&P. Definitely not surprising since the 50-day moving average is right around 4300, 4350, 4400. Let me see if I can get that 50-day moving average correct. 4415, excuse me. So 4415 is your target for the 50-day moving average. Usually been our inflection point for a bounce. So again, we'll go over that next week as well as the week continues, the month continues as September, again, seasonally weak. We're a couple of days after Labor Day, shortened week. So let's see what we get. Just a disclaimer, this week has been not easy. I want to definitely show you guys exactly where I've been this week. Not easy, pretty difficult. You could see a lot of positions red. It closed a couple yesterday. This week has been tough on me, tough on the team, but we will bounce back as always. You can see every trade that I've done has been a signal with the team. DK and G we have open, that's for next week. AMC and Netflix, we opened yesterday. Netflix, we broke out and then we fell, which really sucks. PayPal pumped and dumped, but we didn't get into that. Tesla pumped and dumped, we didn't get into that. AMC, we saw some unusual options activity. It fell pre-market. AT&T, some unusual options activity. It's down as well. So Mara, crypto, fell literally 9 a.m. on a Tuesday as we were in the money. And space with FAA headlines. So again, no excuses. Just wanted to show you guys that it's not just roses and rainbows and unicorns every single week, that all we do is just get profit. I wish it was that easy, guys, but it really isn't. So this is one of our tougher weeks. Just wanted to show you the disclaimer that it's not an easy thing that we do every week. So again, a shit sandwich, definitely taking a bite, but we're not going to say quit. We're going to see if we can move on and see what we can get for next week and see if we can make up some of these L's here and move forward. Just like you have great weeks, sometimes you have rough ones. So that's just the name of the game, guys. So if you're having a tough week or you're having a great week, again, it really doesn't matter at the end of the day because the next week you start from zero, right? That's usually how it goes. So again, some of this kind of choppiness has been tough on the week, but again, have no fear. We continue and continue chugging along. All right, good morning. What are we looking for with Amazon break of 35.45 or a dip under 3,500? Let's see here on Amazon. Amazon has definitely been doing very well. Your level you're looking for is really 35.55. That'd be the level I'm looking for a breakout. The problem with Amazon, and that's the gap fill level. So if you look for next week, maybe 35.80 wouldn't be a bad idea. If you want to go to the 3,700s or 3,600s, the problem is it's expensive to trade. So I wish Amazon would do a stock split, make life easier for everybody, but this is the reality we live in. So prepare to pay $12, maybe $20 premium for it. Good morning, Thomas. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, man. At the end of the day, guys, transparency is key. I don't want to sit here and say, yeah, man, we're killing it this week when we're not. It's a tough one. And one thing I always say is that when we do well, I give the credit to the team, I give the credit to the members. But when we fail or we have a bad one, that's on me. I'll take the blame on that one. Definitely some mistakes were made. I can't say mistakes, but market just went against us. And it's just the name of the game, guys. It's tough. It really is. And doing this week in and week out, it is not easy, but we can't stay in business if we get it wrong every time. So just keep that in mind. Obviously, we're doing something right. So here we are. Let's go ahead and take a look at some pre-market movers. And you know what? We're just going to keep moving along, keep chugging along. We're not going to quit. Let's take a look at, let's see, anything pre-market. Nothing really on the U.S. that are standing out. Visa's up pre-market. Cisco's down 1%. Chevron down about 0.72. Apple is green pre-market. Nike's up 1.36%. Love Nike. Let's see what else. S&P, American Airlines up 0.21%. United Airlines and Southwest were reporting less than expected traffic on their flights. So on the flights, air traffic. So interesting to see that American Airlines is green. Macy's is up 1.41%. Freeport-McMoRan up 1%, and AMD up 0.20%. Ford under some weakness, 0.23% of the downside. Carnival down 0.48%. And on the NASDAQ, Lululemon, great company, up 13% pre-market. Peloton just reported that they're going to be having their own private label for clothing. So maybe a little dig on Lululemon. Tesla's up 0.28% pre-market. So that's where we are. JD.com is down 3.61%. NIO is also delaying their IPO in Hong Kong. So they're under some weakness as well, down about 1%. So that's where we are pre-market. Taking a look at my crypto, if you guys want to take a look. I know you guys like seeing it. Let's see it. Bitcoin at 47,000. I was looking at the 200-day moving average, which was right around 40. We're actually right at the 200-day moving average, around 46.9. So we're really just holding that 200-day moving average on the daily. Remember, that was our breakout point. All Bitcoin did was give away the gains the last 3 weeks. So we're basically back in the same place we were 3 weeks ago. Time to panic? Absolutely not. Ethereum at 35.26, Cardano 261, Tezos I have as well, XRP. There's one that's really soaring. Let me see what it's called. I forget the name. I actually saw it. I don't own it, but I've seen it a lot everywhere. So let's see, CoinMarketCap. God, I forget the name. That's really soaring. Solana. Solana's on fire. They're up 30% pre-market, or before the markets open in equities. They're up 77% in 7 days. I don't know much about Solana, so I can't pretend like I know. But again, something to look at. They're absolutely on fire. All right, so good morning. Name of the game. Anyone knows that doesn't know that? Get out of the game. Yeah, good morning. Thoughts on Amazon calls? Again, Amazon, I would wait for a level here. Let's go ahead and expand it. Make life easier for everybody. Right now, your level to breakout is 35.54. And there's a gap to fill right at 35.78. The problem with Amazon, guys, is expensive. You're talking about premiums minimum. If you're doing it for this week, you're talking about $10 premiums, maybe $7 premiums. But again, you only have 1 day. If you go next week, you're talking about $18 to $20, maybe double that in price because you're buying time. If you're looking for next week, possible 3,700, you have to get really out of the money for that in order to gain some money on Amazon. It's just so damn expensive. That's the problem. The good news is the NASDAQ is pushing pre-market at least. Quad witching next weekend thoughts. Every time we had quad witching or any kind of OPEX expiry, E-mini futures has taken a little bit of a hit. S&P, we've tested that 50-day moving average on the daily and we've bounced. I'll show you that here in a second. So again, I expect weakness next week as well. Possible test of 44.15. Remember, Apple does report their new iPhones or their new setups on Tuesday. That's usually a sell and news event. So as of right now, let's go ahead and just focus on this week, and then next week we can kind of prepare on what's next. Let's see, the Amazon gap fill definitely could happen next week. The problem is not there's the timing, it's just the expense of the premium. That's the problem. Thoughts on Apple next week and DKNG 6450 resistance, are we heading down? No, DKNG, well, let me go ahead and break that down for you. I actually have calls, the 65s, that's been it hit 30% 3 times literally yesterday. It looks like it wants to hit today. It'll be nice to get that green today because we'll definitely take any kind of profits we can get, especially with a rough week this week. But again, we have NFL season opening today. Betting or NFL season starts this weekend. So I expect DKNG to definitely get some bids. My target definitely short term is 65, as I have 65 calls, and I don't see it breaking down. I think DKNG and Penn will definitely get some bids ahead of the NFL season, especially when it starts tonight. Cowboys and Bucks. If the audience or the TV audience is very strong overnight, DKNG should definitely gain some value because more people are going to be playing. Remember, some new states already legalized gambling. NFL is the big king of gambling. Again, DraftKings. Apple this week. I wouldn't trade Apple this week, to be honest with you, but it is bouncing off the 50. Again, if you're doing it, you can probably target the 156 calls, the strike there. That wouldn't be a bad idea. If you want to buy some time, you can also do it for next week, but pull the trigger before the report on Tuesday for the iPhone. So not a bad idea if you want to get into the 156s. That'd be the one here because it's bouncing off the 50-day. Let's see, 175 calls on JP Morgan on June for next year. What do you think? I would rather you buy the stock than actually buy those long-term leaps, personally. I think JPM is fine long-term. I own stock in JPM. But again, for June, I'd rather you just own shares. Make life easy. And then what you can do is write calls against it or write puts against it. Something you could use. Let's see. Thoughts on MCFE? I've never heard of that name before. McAfee, huh? Well, rest in peace, John McAfee. It is down pre-market, pretty much hitting support on the hourly right around 24.50. It's broke. Actually, it's right bouncing off the 50-day moving average. If you want to own the company, that's fine. Right here is a good level to buy, but I need to look at their financials. NTT. Train Technologies, I'm going to assume this is an AC company. Nearing support of 191 on the hourly, but let's take a look at the daily. You can see it's right near the 50-day moving average, and it really looks interesting like the S&P futures that is just bouncing off the 50-day moving average on the daily. So if you're looking to buy here, wouldn't be a bad idea if you're an investor in it. Carlos, any comments on G.A.R being released? I always wear my Proudly Baseball hat. Oh, cool, Marcos. I'll definitely look into it with the staff. Right now, my focus has really been on the markets with the team, but over the weekend, we'll definitely take a look and see about more gear, our Shopify store. So Marcos definitely will be on the lookout on some probably new gear. Maybe we get the weekends are for crypto shirts. That'd be kind of cool. Let me see if I can get that designed for you guys as soon as possible. So we'll get that out to you. Now that unemployment benefits are over, job numbers are more than going to likely increase. What is the Fed waiting for a taper? My question, how much of the market tantrum, particularly NQ? Well, I do believe that a taper is slightly priced in here. Again, the question is how much of a taper? How much are they reducing? Perfect example, the ECB, European Central Bank, just announced their taper. They're going to be paring back their bond buying. And I was actually looking at futures when it happened, and US futures actually went up. It bounced off Dow being down 120 to now being down 122. So maybe the market is just saying, just pull the bandage, we'll do it, just handle it. I think the market is more afraid of not just the bond buying, but more of the rate hikes. And rate hikes are not going to happen this year. That is more likely next year. But bond tapering, I think that's kind of priced in already. I don't expect a taper tantrum. It really depends on the severity or how much they do it. How many? Are they still going to buy MBS? Are they just going to do government securities? We don't have a concrete plan yet. Apple long-term position to look for. Apple is amazing long-term. You buy it, you hold it, you be happy with it. Anything below 141 or 142 is a buy to me. That's what I'll definitely add some more on Apple. But Apple is one of those names that you just own it and you don't even think about it. NVIDIA bouncing off that 223 level. Let's see. Seems to be bouncing off that 220 on the daily, but let's take a look at the 223. Yep, you can see that 50-day, that 200-day moving average is bouncing. If it breaks above 225, you could possibly target the 228s for next week. So keep an eye on that. No worries, Jeremy. Thank you so much. Thoughts on C Limited? I've heard of this name before. Never traded it. It is breaking down a little bit. I believe this is a Chinese name as well. Maybe I'm getting it wrong. Right now at 325. So again, you're starting to get to support, possibly break below 300. If you like the name, I'd wait for 298 to buy. But here, Looking at options volume, maybe if it breaks 320, you could target 310, but I'd have to see the volume on it. And levels to buy on ATVI. ATVI is Activision Blizzard. When Activision Blizzard includes an anti-cheat into their Warzone system, then it's a buy. I'm kidding. Maybe I just am terrible at Warzone. But looking at ATVI here, you can see right around 7980. It's breaking down. But for the most part, 7527 is a great level to buy on Activision Blizzard. I like Activision Blizzard long term. They have a great library of games as well. Rockstar is another one, especially with GTA 6 coming out. God knows when. But again, ATVI is a good company. I would definitely wait for 7526 to buy. Right? If Finding Thomas, I think he's laughing about the COD Warzone anti-cheat. Tesla ad level. Let's take a look at Tesla. Tesla, once it breaks 765, guys, we're going to get to 800. My level to break, again, I like dip buying. So 583.23 is my level for a dip buy. If we get some kind of correction, then 583.23 is my level. Tesla just put out a patent on lasers for windshield wipers. Interesting. So let's see what Tesla does. But 583 is a level for Tesla that I would buy. Absolutely, to add more. Let me see any other questions. That's it. All right. So answered his question as much as I can. But yeah, guys, a tough one this week. I mean, I'll eat it. And definitely going to look forward to next week or next week calls and everything like that. We got a lot of making up to do. Definitely got to get back to work and kill it. Definitely want to get DK and G today. I think we do. And we'll move on from there and keep pushing, keep grinding, keep researching, and expect a little bit of a volatility the next 2 weeks. I'm not saying that we're going to crash, but again, some speed bumps. Speed bumps. Think of that word, speed bumps. So again, keep that in the back of your head. The market is very resilient. So again, every time people bet against it, it's bounced. So keep that in mind. Have a great rest of your day, guys. We'll catch you guys later for the aftermarket recap. We'll go over today's action and see some charts and go from there. Have a great one, guys.